It's time for our discussion segment this evening, which an annual tradition has been both on this show and dating back to WWNT, the radio show. We will preview the year that is to come on the first show of the year. It's what we always do, and this year will be no different. So joining me to preview 2020 at the Disney parks around the globe, David Smith.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
You're not in the studio, so probably. Jason Diffendahl. Hey, there we all are in Times Square on the screen. That's the thing that happened. And also on that screen is Jill Diffendahl.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me too.
Yes, we got you loud and clear.
Yep, everyone but me.
No, you're good. I figured
I'm
it
good
out.
now, okay. And then everyone here in the studio, which is me and Nick and Nathan. Nathan evaporated.
I'll be there.
I'm a
Okay.
ghost. And Baby Chapek.
And David Chapek, who loves all of this because it was his decision. Everything I wanted. We could just beat up Baby Chapek every time we don't like something on this list, right?
Yes.
Don't beat up babies. All right, let's start. We're obviously going to start with Walt Disney World. I'm going to read off a thing, and we're going to talk about what we think about it, how we feel about it.
Our feelings.
First thing we're talking about, we're going to start at Epcot. There are 3, and this is coming very, very soon. 3 new films are debuting at Epcot, which includes Awesome Planet in the Land Pavilion, Canada Far and Wide in Circle Vision 360 in the Canada Pavilion, hosted by Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, and then the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, which will be in the France Pavilion performing intermittently with Impressions de France, which will now be presented in 4K. What does everyone think of this? Personally, I like it. Epcot has a long tradition of film. 2 of these are not IP-based, which is cool and is Epcot-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have no issue with it. These are all there's no IP really in any of these. It's
Beauty and the Beast sing
well, okay.
It's in the
That-
name.
Wait, what?
Okay, I backtrack. That is the only one. I mean, you have
The other 2.
the mere fact that that's the only one is sort of a shock to me, especially with the way everything's going in Epcot right now.
Making him very sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good because I like the idea of changing out films. You know, I don't really get an emotional attachment to films that much, so I don't need that. You know, I don't need to hang on to it for longer than it need be.
Yeah, I don't
think
understand the Impressions de France fandom.
I
don't know.
love
Do you
that
really?
movie.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get
But
it.
I like it. But here's what I also understand. I don't think it's necessarily a show for today's tourist. I think it's very cinematic and very slow,
I get that.
and it's very contemplative. But it's
There's
not
a lot of
necessarily
weird
today.
Epcot nostalgia, though. Like I think.
But
Go ahead,
Oh,
David.
go ahead, David.
no, I was just going to say, I think they are actually taking the right track with it, though, in that they're keeping that portion of it, but mixing in Beauty and the Beast, so you're kind of getting both crowds involved. So I actually
Yeah.
think that's a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's more capacity. It's 2 different attractions in one building.
See how that works out.
Yeah, I just don't understand the attachment. I think Epcot was very grand and miraculous, to quote an attraction. I don't know that those were the things that are the things to lament, but maybe we're at the point where there's so little left that everyone's just holding on to whatever.
I mean, I'm glad they're spending money updating films and changing films because
Yeah.
they all kind of outwore their welcome, in my opinion. So I'm
The Canada
happy to see
film
'em.
wasn't
Except
that
for
old.
Circle of Life.
What about Circle of Life?
Well, they didn't spend money to change and update that.
Yeah,
No,
that's
they never did. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they are now. But I was saying Canada's not even old. It's what, 12 years old? It's not even really that old. It's not like Canada has changed a lot in 12 years. Like there hasn't
And
been.
it's not like Martin Short did something that he needs to be gotten rid
No,
of.
they
No.
just decided it was time. If 12 years is just such a. I guess they were doing all.
And-
They were like, we're gonna do them all once.
And what's strange to me, and I'm happy with the change, but what's strange is you would assume they would get rid of Martin Short and put somebody in that's super fresh and new. And I love Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara,
Right.
but they are
Group.
literally from the same comedy team as Martin Short.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I have no issue with it, But it's so odd to me from a corporate perspective that like your answer to, well, we're gonna revive and make Epcot cool is to literally bring like.
So
Well, you were
weird.
talking about like let's get a female host, and they're like, oh, what if we do a tandem? And then they just felt that made sense since they work together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love them. I have no issue with it.
Yeah, no,
I
they're
love
great.
them too.
Yeah, it's just weird
I
to
like
see Disney.
Marty, though. Marty's very Epcot. He's been
Yeah.
at Epcot for a long time.
Yeah, he has nothing left. That was the
No,
last Marty.
that's it.
Yeah, 3, 4 projects.
3?
Wonders of Life and
Monster Sound Show.
Monster Sound Show, and if you count Cinemagique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all done. Anyone else? Any thoughts on the films? No? All right. All right. The Regal Eagle Smokehouse, which as of today at Epcot is themed to Sam Eagle. This is a new thing that just got slipped in a press release. Sam Eagle from the Muppets is the host for this Regal Eagle Smokehouse craft drafts and barbecue fast casual barbecue experience at the American Adventure. What does everybody think of this? Opening soon.
I mean, I was already excited, but now I'm like really super excited. I mean, like
It's the two things you love most: barbecue,
barbecue
and
and
the
Muppets.
Muppets.
I know. Come on.
Maybe they
Sam
misunderstood Bob Iger. He was like, barbecue the Muppets, and they were like, oh.
I hope it's, I don't know how they're going to fit Sam the Eagle in, but I mean, that's cool. I'm not going to complain about that. Are they taking like the puppet from Great Moments?
We
and-
don't know anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
This
they're
is
doing
new to
anything.
us as of today.
Yeah. So.
No one knew about this inclusion. It just was snuck in a press release. It was like a weird throwaway sentence in the middle of a very long press release.
Yeah, but this is one of the restaurants I'm really excited about. Hopefully the food's good.
It is going to be 4 pictures of Sam the Eagle on a wall, and that is going to be your
I hope
theming.
it's not like a Pizza Rizzo disappointment. But the problem is, like, Pizza Rizzo was like the one where I was like, oh, it's studios. That makes sense. I don't want them to plaster the American Adventure Pavilion with the Muppets. Like, I love the Muppets.
All right.
But that's the pavilion that's host to a very serious stage show
For now.
about it's not gonna- like that includes like talk about racism and
Yeah.
9/11 and like all these very serious topics.
Yeah. And then go get some barbecue from the Muppets, because it's pretty,
Yeah, it's
pretty hefty.
Love it.
It's different. I'll give them that. But hey, Barbie used to be next door, too,
this
so.
is barbecue.
Ah! Don't.
I will be interested to see which barbecue joint in Disney World is going to be the best now, because we've got 2 opening soon. So I'll be very
Oh,
interested
yeah.
to see.
Barbecue off.
People have barbecue battles all the time. So now we'll have one in Walt Disney World.
We have a lot of barbecue restaurants now. We
Porky's
got
is
the
gonna
Four
be
Rivers
fun.
truck. You have Plate Pig.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that we have ourselves, when all these open up, a News Tonight barbecue
Yes.
contest?
Oh, this is an
Blind,
interesting idea.
blind barbecue contest.
We have no way of warming any of it, but yeah.
Yeah, propane.
What happened to our microwave?
Tony
So
took
Donnie took it.
Oh,
He's collecting them all.
wow.
He said he needed one more. I didn't ask why.
Never ask why.
Anyway, I was excited about this before. I just thought it sounded like a great concept.
Yeah.
Liberty Inn has always been a weird one. Kind of nostalgic just because I've done so many food reviews in there, but otherwise none of it's ever been really great. Cobb salad was pretty good when it debuted, but this sounded great already. Like they're cooking stuff there. There's a big grill outside. Like I'm excited. And Sam Eagle, I don't know. Maybe I think is weird. It didn't really need it, but I'm excited nonetheless. All right, another restaurant opening this year at Epcot, Space 220. I am sure everybody has some thoughts on Space 220. No. Okay.
Anybody in the chat?
Move
I just
on.
don't want to be the one always talking. Anybody out there?
I've always questioned the theme from the beginning as to how it's going to work in a restaurant. Then they've had all these turnover issues. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I definitely will try it, but I don't have a lot of expectations going into this.
Yeah, I was really excited when they first announced it. I thought it sounded like a really cool concept, but as more and more things have kind of gone off the rails with this, I'm getting less and less excited every time I hear news because it always seems to be bad.
You just have to
I
stop
mean, I
reading our
think
site.
this is a patina restaurant.
It is a patina restaurant.
Right.
So it's not going to be good. It's not going to be, or it's not going to be great. It might be good. I don't know.
Some
We'll
patina
see.
restaurants are very good. They're very hit or miss. Like Via Napoli's great, and then Maria and Enzo's is not. So I don't know. Patina doesn't necessarily mean
Some
good or
people
bad.
like
It means
Maria
you don't
and
know
Enzo's.
until it opens. Generally.
Well, this is one where I'm really excited about the concept, and I still am today. But like, I have no idea about what the food's going to be. So I mean,
They've
like,
still said nothing.
yeah, I really.
That's what happens when you lose your chef.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't know what any of the
What to
food is. We
think.
don't know
Yep.
the style, the time. We know nothing.
Yeah. So the concept, they have to.
It's all going to be like astronaut ice cream.
I wish. I'd
You
take
mean
it.
Dippin' Dots?
Dippin' Dots.
You mean
Dippin' Dots.
Dippin'
From
Dots,
the future.
Yeah, Epcot. That's an old commercial we did.
So they have to knock the theming and the concept out of the park, and if they can make it a fun place to go, we could overlook the food. We know that because we've done that in our March Madness games before, where we've
Oh yeah, where you
said
guys picked Cosmic
Sci-Fi
Rays
and
as the
Cosmic
greatest
Rays.
restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Sci-Fi is edible.
But I mean,
at least,
also,
as opposed
it's-
to Cosmic Rays.
It's hard to do that in Epcot though. Like if you're in the Magic Kingdom, you can overlook the food
Yeah.
for the theming, but it's harder to do that in Epcot, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of options. People are excited though. I mean, people keep asking about those reservations. I think they're going to be hard to get for a while. But
I think it's a unique experience.
I mean,
So-
it sounds cool. We had a restaurant in New York for a bit that was called Mars. Was it Mars 2020? It was something
Yeah.
like that. And it was like a restaurant in space, and not quite the same concept, but I mean, going to a restaurant by getting in like a spaceship, and then it opens and you're in the restaurant.
Isn't it the one where there's, if you look this
cool.
up, I think if you look that restaurant up on Google, one of the mini images is of Bill Clinton
Yeah.
at Mars 2020.
It was
Yes.
a
Yep.
cool thing. It was a hip happening
Mars
place. for a little bit.
2112.
Mars
2112.
2112. Thank you. Yeah, and you got in a little simulator, and then it
220,
landed at the
21,
restaurant.
12, whatever.
They're all with twos.
2020 C Lab.
Any other thoughts on the space restaurant? I'm calling it space restaurant.
Space restaurant. No,
Oh,
I'm good.
moving on. Ample Hills Creamery is opening a new spot at Disney Springs.
Yes.
I'm excited. I go to
one
Disney
cares.
Springs more than I go to Boardwalk.
Yep.
So that's great.
I've never actually managed to make it to Ample Hills at Boardwalk, even when I've stayed there.
Whoa.
So I'm glad there will be
You
one. at Springs,
stayed
'cause I'm
there
more
and
likely to
didn't
actually
go?
get there. Yep. Yep.
What?
It is
So
the best.
So
There
where?
was just not enough time.
It's good ice cream.
It's ice
It's
cream.
great.
Make
good ice
time.
cream, but you can get good ice cream at a lot of
Oh,
places.
it's great ice
Do
cream.
do we know where it's going to be?
It's
at
not
Disney
something
Springs?
unique to Disney
Yeah,
World. though.
something silver.
Oh,
Next to
that is
AMC.
not a shock at all to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, what are you ranting about?
It's good ice cream is not something that's unique to Disney World.
That's true.
No, nothing
Hills
is
is
unique to
good.
Disney World anymore. But good pizza
couple
isn't
things
unique
are.
to Disney World either. But we happen to have a show watched by people who often go to Disney World. Oh man.
I'll have to try it.
The best ice cream
Well, you
I've had in
haven't
my
had
life
it?
is actually at a Disney theme park and resort. Salt and Straw at
Okay.
Oh,
Disneyland
yeah.
Resort.
That was
So,
good. Yeah.
Good ice cream may not be unique to Disney properties, but the best I've ever had anywhere.
There you go.
Salt and Straw.
See, so Ample Hills isn't even the best at a Disney park.
It's not. It's the second best though.
Jason, I just think this is a real ample hill to die on.
Loser.
He has like
Ample Hills is a loser.
he has a vendetta with ice
Second
cream.
best means it's a loser.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna move on. CityWorks Eatery and Poorhouse is opening this month at Disney Springs. Restaurant and bar will have more than 80 beers on tap with plenty of high-def TVs, including a 165-inch screen, perfect for viewing sporting events.
I mean, they need something over there
Yep,
because it ain't an NBA experience.
sure.
So
I hope this is good. I
This
don't know.
is the end of the ESPN zone, or ESPN club.
Is it though? I don't think that's
No
closing.
one's going to go there for sporting events.
They always have cast member 40% off. People will go. Cast members need to eat.
If they do that, they'll go.
Yeah.
Dingers. Time for dingers. You ever been? Got to go get some dingers. Chicken dingers. Mickey, it's a thing. All right, here's a real one. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will finally open March 4th, 2020 at Disney's Hollywood
No one cares.
Studios.
I care. I'm excited for it.
care.
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
Look,
This is the thing I am most excited about coming in 2020.
Okay.
I
that
have
might
very
be.
high hopes for this.
Well,
Yeah.
tell
I
us
don't know if they're
why.
going to be fulfilled, but I have very high hopes for it.
Yeah. I'm one of the.
I love trackless rides. I want to see a Mickey and Minnie ride. I think it's really long overdue. And I don't know, after some of the other rides they've created in the last couple of years, they've been doing some good stuff. So I think this could be great.
Yeah, good stuff like Slinky Dog Dash.
And Rise of the
Alien Swirling
Resistance.
Saucers,
Rise.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano
But
Battle.
what I would say though too is like, it's. I'm one of the few people that like the design of that Mickey and Minnie. Like a lot of people don't, and I understand that. I'm obsessed with those cartoons. I think those shorts are some of the best that they've made in years.
I
with
put
Mickey.
on
Decades.
There's a Christmas special, the new one, and I watched it with my parents when I was home for Christmas. And I can't even say the words my father said at the television. This is blank and stupid.
So it's become a new
what?
family tradition?
No one liked it.
What I don't understand.
Everyone was like, Donald's being crazy. This isn't.
It is like it reminds me of the early Mickey more than say the traditional host Mickey.
Reminds me
agree
of
with that.
Ren and Stimpy.
I can see that.
It's that style of animation.
Sure,
it's
I see a little bit of
kind
that.
humor.
Kids
Not who those characters
kids
are.
don't like boring old your dad's tan-faced Mickey. Like there's just no way around the fact that Mickey
Well,
is
then
not.
make a new character for the kids.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that Mickey's an evolved character over
But he
time.
moves
This is
his
just
way
his new
down
one.
to like children's television. Like that was the idea. Like if Mickey is like this sweet character, then let's just move them
Right.
into kids television, which those were great shows. Kids loved
House of
Mickey
Mouse
Mouse
and stuff was
Clubhouse and-
all
Well, I
of
don't
that.
even mean that, but House of Mouse was great. Mickey
Yeah.
didn't need to be the comedy lead
Right.
in that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
those are those characters as they're meant to be, true to their personalities. House of Mouse, I think, and then this is just like
Interesting.
Let's make Ren and Stimpy with the Fab Five. But
A difference of
neither here nor
opinion.
there.
But I would say that either way, the ride is hopefully unique, and we don't have a lot of like amazing openings this next year. So
I hope it's great. Because the last thing in the world I want to do is walk into that park and every time I look at that theater, be like, what did we lose for this? My worst fear is to come off that ride and be disappointed because we have lost
Yeah.
something profound.
yeah.
So if you haven't created something profound, this is going to be a big sore spot for a lot of people walking into this park.
Right.
This has to be a
That-
home run.
That is absolutely my attitude. This is the show me attraction. This better be good to make
Yeah.
it worth it.
Meanwhile, at Disneyland, it's going in an empty spot, so I don't care. It can be good or bad. It's
Right.
an addition.
It's not the
Like,
main
I didn't
weenie
lose
of the park.
something.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't lose this thing that was this work of art.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. My worst fear is that, and the problem is, like, the trackless rides, some of them are great, some aren't. Remy, I do not like Ratatouille. I
Right.
never liked it. I've been on it a bunch in Paris, and I really dislike it. Some people like it, but it's never like a wow. No one ever comes off that like, oh, it's amazing. So I don't know. I hope it's more Mystic Manor than it is
Don't we all?
Ratatouille. Yeah, and it can happen. I hope it does. I want to go and love it. I really do, because I can't live knowing the Great Movie Ride was ripped out for something bad. I don't want to live in that world.
Yeah.
The Mickey Shorts Theater is coming to Hollywood Studios, and will be showing a number of cartoons, including one original that will only be seen there.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I like that
It's the
there's
right
an
way to do
original
it.
one.
It has to be, otherwise
yeah.
it's just watching cartoons on your vacation.
Exactly, but they've done stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the fact that it has an original one you can only watch there, that's what really makes that. And hopefully they create maybe even more content, because this is something they could keep adding content to.
Yeah.
So that would be cool if they choose to do that.
Yeah. Something else to do in that park, right? Prepare to be astounded at the new Cirque du Soleil show, Drawn to Life. Feels like we've been waiting forever for this thing, right? So in March, this is finally going to debut. Tickets are on sale now. Is anyone excited?
Yeah. I've not bought my
I am
tickets.
super excited for this too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Why?
love Cirque du Soleil.
You
I
love
love
Cirque
the
du
idea that it's a collaboration with Imagineering.
Have you
Being
seen
able
a
to
lot of
see, like-
Cirque shows?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're always good. They're always unique. I've never seen a bad one. I've seen obviously some I like better than others, but I always think they're really enjoyable. And I think in collaborating with Imagineering, this has got some really great potential.
And it's
And
not
I
like
love stage shows at Disney World, so I know this is ticketed, but I will still go see it for sure.
And Jill, it's not like this is the first one. They've done IPs before with Cirque, right?
Avatar.
Yeah. Avatar.
That's wild. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did like the Beatles,
Beatles, yeah.
Yeah.
That's still playing in Vegas, and they did a film one,
and they've
which
all
had a lot of
gotten
IP
really
in it.
like. I can't think of a Cirque that's gotten bad reviews. So
Yeah, that's fair.
They're always
No, they're all
interesting.
good, yeah.
I saw
Broadway show.
Lanuba once. It was fine. Like, I didn't need to do it again.
Sure.
Am I sad I saw it? No.
No, but I mean, with the price that it is, I don't think most people are gonna go see them a second time.
That's
you know,
fair.
It's kind of like a Broadway show or whatever. Like it's
Yeah.
designed for you to
Yeah.
go see it once.
That's
and
true.
How long did that first one run?
20?
I was gonna say.
21.
So,
Oh, a long time.
like,
Because it opened in 98, right?
that sounds about right. I just think that overall, I don't think they need to rotate. I mean, I think they should rotate more than that. But like, this is something that is not going to.
Yeah,
They're not going to be any worse for wear by putting this on. This is not going to be a failure. So, there's a market for it. So I think it's a good
I
call.
mean, the fact that Lanuba sold tickets for that long is pretty much a testament to the
Yeah.
fact that people liked it.
People know Cirque. It's a brand people know. And if people are like, oh, there's a Disney show here, people are going to go see it. It's absolutely going to be a success. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion. Next up, oh boy, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Epcot. I will leave this to the people who haven't been on the one in Paris.
You really talked me down on this one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I like, especially when we were watching the Imagineering story and they were showing stuff from that ride, and they were like, well, there's the floor, and I was like, well, okay, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
there are certain things like that where the more I've kind of invested my time in looking at the ride in Paris, I'm like, this is not so hot.
I mean, here's the problem. This is the year of the trackless ride. You've got rides that just opened. You're going to have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and then you're going to have this. And I think out of those three, this is by far going to be the weakest.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And so people aren't going to be impressed that it's trackless, because there's going to be two other rides that are trackless that are going to be as impressive or more. And so if this opened 2 years ago, then maybe the trackless technology would have wowed people
Yeah.
enough to like it. But this year, it's going to get clobbered. No one's going to like it.
I think overall everyone's just like happy there's a ride in World Showcase,
Yeah.
and I think it's the most base
And people
level.
love I love Ratatouille.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. I think I was just more disappointed
Mm-hmm.
because you see all the other ones and what they can be. Like Mystic Manor is so good. There's not much else in that park.
Yeah.
That I am going back to Hong Kong. And the only reason I'm going back to Hong Kong is for Mystic Manor.
Right.
That's it.
Yep, pretty much.
So, I mean, that tells you how, when you do one of
yeah,
these
man,
really
it was.
great, I mean, when you build an e-ticket that people fall in love with and really want to go on, it could be enough for them to, plunk down some money and make a trip. So, like, that should just always be the goal. Just
Yeah.
make things that make people want to come back over and over and over again. I don't think Remy does.
Yeah,
that.
Nathan. Nathan, I thought I was the only one. I was really, really excited for this because I hadn't been on it in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the Imagineering story, it almost soured it for me a little
Yeah.
bit. I was not as impressed as I thought I would be with this.
Yeah.
That floor kills it. There's no illusion of you going anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like Little Mermaid.
Well, sort of. It's
Like
definitely.
you see way too much of the sort of backstage side of it, and it
Oh,
ruins
yeah.
the
And
flow.
Mermaid,
This
yeah.
feels like that, only trackless.
It's worse.
Well, it reminds me of Despicable Me, Minion.
Oh,
like,
for sure,
like,
absolutely.
Like it's that sort of like, well, I'm going to sit here, Fallon. Like, all right, just.
Uh-huh.
But you're like, it's moving. It's a moving theater, but it's the same sort of like, well,
Yeah.
okay, I guess this is where I'm at. So.
Every other trackless ride is so fantastic. Mystic and Rise of the Resistance and Pooh's Honey Hunt are all so fantastic, and then Remy is, compared to all of those, such a tremendous disappointment. But yeah, anyway, average guest is probably gonna love it.
Right, that's the thing.
I always say coming off of there. I always go to whoever I'm with in Paris a bit, but a lot of Americans are really gonna love it.
And it's in the World Showcase where I think you need something like that. I'm happy to have something there, and I think I'd be more excited about it if I didn't know too much of the behind the scenes of it, and I didn't know people who've been on it and hate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've ruined it for
Well, not even just you. I mean, my friends who aren't like huge Disney fans, they took a trip to France and went to Disney, and I asked them how they liked the ride, and they're like,
That's always what people say. Like anyone who's been on it's always like, and then the people that like it are even like, oh, it's okay. Like it's not like a headliner for them. I've never met anyone who's like, oh my God, you have to do it.
no.
Yeah. Also opening with that will be La Crêperie de Paris. We're not going to talk about that much. Let's talk about this though. Harmonious at Epcot is officially opening this year, possibly spring. It was out for a few moments. It said spring. It was taken back. But of course, this is a divisive show in theory. A lot of people are not super happy about this. What do we think about Harmonious?
It can't be any more divisive than Epcot Forever.
Probably not.
So, like, I mean, this one's not going to.
Maybe they
this
just
one's
try
not
to make
going
something so bad that we'd be anything. Will just be like,
Well,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my concern, is that we're going to be confusing better for good.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. I think that there's a lot
No,
of.
see, I think though,
Go ahead, Jason.
I think this is coming soon enough after Illuminations ended. There's going to be a lot of people who've never seen Epcot
Saw
Forever.
Epcot
So
Forever.
they're
Yeah,
going to be
sure.
going and they're going to see Harmonious, having never seen Epcot Forever,
Yeah.
and they're not going to confuse better for good enough. They're going to know whether it's better or not because they're going to compare it to Illuminations. There's tons of people in that situation. Very, very few people are going to have seen Epcot Forever before it ends.
Yeah, that's true. And we always said when we talked about this every time, we've said this is what we talked about Epcot Forever. We said we cannot compare this to Illuminations. It's not fair to it. We may hate it, but it's not a comparable scenario.
That's the
this
problem,
This
yeah.
is the comparable scenario.
Well, and Harmonious is in an unenviable spot. I mean, it's taking over for like a legendary like show. I mean, it's not just another attraction replacing an attraction. You know, things. It's kind of like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and replacing Great Movie Ride. You're replacing a legendary park attraction in that case. So it has to be good. It has to also be a legendary show, or else it's going to feel like a letdown.
Here's the thing. We are very in this. The normal tourist is going to love this show, and they're going to love it more than they liked Illuminations.
Oh, yeah.
Illuminations is this weird show with the globe. They don't get it. There's where are the stuff. I think that Disney's done a poor job of directing it that way, but I will, directing people to understand what Epcot should be, right? But tourists, you're not going to hear people go, well, this is, bleh. They're going to be like, I know this. How many tweets did I see that was from people who don't do this sort of stuff? That were like, Epcot Forever had, I didn't know any of the songs, but I knew Epcot Forever.
It will solve the slight problem that Illuminations had where people are like, what is this?
Yeah.
But I still saw people who regular guests,
Sure.
people who came once in their life, see that show and
Of
they
course.
still like clapped at the end. And
Yeah, no, people don't hate it. I mean, for sure.
it stayed for 20 years because it did
Right.
what it had to do.
Well,
it
and the-
kept people in the
yes.
park. It sold dining reservations.
Yeah.
It sold dessert parties.
And the success of Illuminations is it had none of the IP and still really reflected, like,
was a
people
beautiful
were
story,
into it.
beautiful music,
Right.
yeah.
The cheap thing about it, sadly, but the cheap thing is if you throw in Aladdin or you throw in Hercules or whatever, that's immediately getting into children's like our
But
nostalgia.
That's at Magic Kingdom and that's at Hollywood
Right, and
Studios.
that's what I'm saying,
It's
why-
at Animal Kingdom
right.
now. They put characters in Rivers of Light.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Why can't we have something that doesn't have those same
Right.
music and same characters?
I do not disagree, but
like Moana and Hercules are already in Happily Ever After.
Right.
Why do we need another show? I know Happily is going to go away, but why do we need another show?
Right.
And maybe that is it. Maybe they're like, oh, we know it worked in Happily, and we're making the new show for Magic Kingdom for the 50th. So why don't we just take the beats we know work, so that way we can guarantee success in Harmonious?
Who knows?
I can totally see that being their mindset.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, people love Happily.
They're afraid to
Happily
take risks anymore.
replaced- Yeah, but Happily replaced a show that people really loved, and it worked. So maybe that's kind of exactly what they're thinking here. I mean, if they have good music and IPs that people love and the production values are high quality, then I think people are going to really like it, even if we think it's mediocre. I think the average guest is going to really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether we like it's a whole other
I'm just
thing.
really intrigued about these
Right.
LED panel machines, the barges,
Mm-hmm.
with these weird light things that come out of them, these curved light things.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see what it looks like, not in concept art. We'll see.
We'll see.
Also opening this year, Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Yes.
In
Win.
Toy Story Land. Immersive restaurant will surround guests with a kaleidoscope of toys, games, and play sets while serving up delicious dishes.
It's going to be awful.
Nick's like, no.
So you like barbecue?
I love barbecue, but there's no possibility of them putting any care into the food that's going in here. None.
No, not here. There's plenty of barbecue places to eat, and this is not one of them.
I'll move on then. All right, Disneyland Resort Rise of the Resistance opens January 17th. I think we've talked about that right enough. New daytime parade. Hey, kids, remember new parades out here in Florida?
What?
Not here.
All new Magic Happens.
What's a
is
parade?
coming. Yeah, Magic Happens debuts February 28th. Looks good. I'm
Is this a
excited.
nighttime parade? I forgot.
What?
Daytime.
Daytime.
Day-
Oh, we're
Daytime.
still not getting a nighttime parade.
I mean,
No.
there's a lack of Mouse Could Dance It here, so you know it's not my sort of thing, but no, it's fine.
More mouse could dance it.
You can team up with superheroes at Marvel Avengers Campus, opening and now announced for summer 2020. Is anyone excited for this?
I'm thinking of holding my trip back this year to go
For
because
Spider-Man?
why not? It's something.
It is
like
something.
like
It's better to not miss something. than to miss something.
right. I am always for rides that are only in one place currently. I mean,
For a couple months, that will be.
yeah, not forever, but at least in this country,
That's true.
like it's an individual, and you don't get a lot of those experiences, so I'm kind of happy with it. Just existing. Will it be good? Your face tells me no.
I know. See,
but
that's what's scaring me. Like, I'm super excited,
Do this for 10 minutes.
and I want to experience this so bad, and I want it to be amazing. Like, how could you mess up Marvel? Like in the park?
I don't think they'll mess it up. I think that this is going to be.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
This is another like experience thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before I went to Hong Kong, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm excited, like a new Marvel ride. So we went to Hong Kong for the opening.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. We're like, oh, I want to go open this ride. It's opening in Hong Kong. That's when we should go. So we went for the opening, Ant-Man and the Wasp Battle. Now, before it opened, we did Iron Man experience. And we get off Iron Man experience, we're just like, oh no, it's bad Star Tours. It's just really bland. And I'm like, and there's potential there because the queue is great.
Yeah.
The story of the area is really cool. Like it's a little Stark Expo. And the same with Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. Just felt like they just were like, it's scary because it feels like Marvel doesn't care. It's like Lucasfilm babysat them,
Yeah.
and James Cameron babysat them, and if you don't babysit Disney, then management will cut all the money out.
Or you don't have Joe Rohde opening it.
Yeah, that's true, because Mission Breakout. That's true. And so it feels like, I think, like Marvel's just like, oh, you guys want to do attractions? Okay. Like they're not, they're not very protective. They're just like, go ahead. Like they've been working with licensees for a very long time. There's been some bad Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I've played those video games.
Yeah, so maybe like Marvel just doesn't care, and so it's just like Disney management just gets in there, is like, nah, we can do it for this price, and that's the scary part, because Avengers made more than Star Wars this year.
Yeah,
that's the money franchise right now.
Yeah,
and you're gonna go cheap, and that's why I think the e-ticket miraculously reappeared. After dying, because it was definitely dead. Like people working on the project under temporary contract were told us they were sent home. They got paid their contract out, so they weren't mad about it. But people told us like, yeah, I'm done. Like it's dead, and then it came back to life because people were. I saw those comments throughout all of last year. It was like, there's only one ride. There's only one ride. There's only one ride.
Hey, well, here's what's funny is I want to say it'll be the most beautiful Marvel land in the country because, like, Islands of Adventure is pretty gross. But here's the thing. Don't think it's going to be the best Spider-Man ride in the country.
I do not believe it will be better than Spider-Man and Islands of Adventure. It being screen-based to begin with already makes me... And Spider-Man here is screen-based, but there's all these cool physical things that happen. I can't imagine sitting... like. Getting in a news reporter vehicle and chasing Spider-Man feels like a story from Spider-Man. Yeah. Getting in a big red toaster and doing this doesn't say Spider-Man to me. I don't get it.
In his like weird organization, I guess. I don't know. I'm very lost.
Everything
what
we've
Web
seen
is
just looks junky. Like Web Suppliers is like a warehouse, and nothing looks good. The e-ticket looks good, but nothing else looks good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the food at the Pym Kitchen, but I don't know.
It is a smuggler's run. That's its job.
Yeah.
And I think that
originally it was the only thing.
Yeah, but I mean they've done it again, right? We were like, man, what a stupid idea to open Galaxy's Edge with just one ride and it'd be Smuggler's Run and not the e-ticket. And now, lo and behold,
you're gonna see that with years of gap. I mean, we're talking like three, at least 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They haven't broken ground on the e-ticket in California. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I hope it's good. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Nothing about building a ride in a 3D show theater just gives me a bad feeling. It's not giving us enough space to... It's not like, oh, we're not giving a lot of space to this either. Like, you built a ride in what was originally just a thing with seats.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of space to do anything.
It really isn't.
Also this year, talk about scary. Snow White's Scary Adventures is closing to be changed. There will be new added magic. Familiar elements of the attraction we know and love will be preserved. You'll also discover enhanced story details and all new scenes to help complete Snow White's Happily Ever After.
Why not?
Yeah.
They didn't close it.
No.
If it doesn't like end with the witch dropping the rock on you, which it has for 65 years at Disneyland.
Right. So your issue is that the narrative itself has changed.
Yeah. Like, that's Disneyland. Like, that one's immortal. Like, that's the original. Like, yes, I understand it was rebuilt in the 80s. I understand that. But the core of it is the running away from the witch. That's the core of the attraction. There's not a lot of room. It's super small. It's very small.
You blink and miss that ride.
So if you're ripping out a whole scene to put in this thing, then that end scene's definitely gone, and it's just going to be Snow White waving on a hill. And I don't know how I feel.
We know that for a fact.
It's in the art. The art's released. I know.
So
that's definitely where the witch is dropping the rock on you, and the dwarves are up on.
But may I remind everyone about Peter Pan? Right.
Well, and Alice. Don't you like the Alice?
Oh, those are fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Beautifully done.
So
this doesn't feel like we're trying to add magic. This feels like kids are crying, and we're going to do something.
Yeah. It's now a standard tradition for kids to cry at that ride. So
yeah, and then if they it's like you come for my Snow White, you're going to come for Toad.
I'm shocked they've not come for Toad.
It's coming. It's the last one left at this point.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I gotta
Bring
get
on what?
add some magic to Toad.
Toad is
Toad-
magic. How dare you?
You go to hell.
It doesn't need any
does.
frills or fancy lighting. It's I just want cardboard cutouts of people
Wow.
moving. That's what Mr. Toad is.
No. And you go to hell.
Just leave it and you go to hell.
Literally.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Sure
it is
do.
2020.
That wine scared me. I don't like it. All right, very quickly. Tokyo Disneyland, this is a big one. April
Yeah.
will bring about a huge expansion, including the blockbuster e-ticket attraction, The Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast, Mickey's Magical Music World, the new show in the Fantasyland Forest Theater, Minnie's Style Studio, a meet and greet for Minnie Mouse, and the Happy Ride with Baymax in Tomorrowland, including a popcorn shop with exclusive flavors. Very exciting. Largest expansion of the park in its history. I don't have to tell you. I know usually it's, Tom only likes Tokyo, but everybody saw the preview of Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast, and then the whole world said what I said, and it was, look at those animatronics.
Yeah.
And so I think everyone at this point is
Yeah.
like, oh boy.
This
I
is the
gotta
ride
see
I'm
this
most
thing.
excited about all year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that I think
this preview did the exact opposite for me that Ratatouille did.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I am concerned for the U.S. parks
As in how?
because you just opened Rise of the Resistance and people are wowed. And what if in 3 months that is blown away?
I don't think there's enough people that will go to Tokyo instead of the Disney parks.
The internet has made the world shrink.
I don't disagree, but I think that our focal
It's not
point
that they're
is
going to
small.
go to Tokyo, it's that they're going to be pissed.
Yeah,
Right.
I have no issue with people wanting this
Like
ride in
the
the States.
knowledge,
Right.
like the
Not
knowledge
here.
that Tokyo is better has spread in the 18 years
Yes.
or 19 years since Disney Sea has opened. You have seen as the internet,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
has spread that out to more of the world. Like people find that out, and then
Yeah.
even like I remember last year, what was it? Who was the celebrity who tweeted last year? Like I didn't even know Disney Sea was a thing, and then Robin Lopez from the NBA jumped in and like told them all about it. And they're like,
It
oh
was-
my god, I have to go.
It was Ben Schwartz.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Jean Ralphio of Parks and Rec.
Yeah. So like the world, even like very, you know, not like hardcore fans, people know.
People are. I guarantee that the ride will be very shared by fans, and people go, well, why isn't this here? And then we're all going to look at Be Our Guest and be like, that's a lot of space.
Yeah, I'm sure Disney will blow out a restaurant.
Yeah, right,
Service
I know, right?
restaurant. Yeah, right.
One can hope.
Yeah. Oh, it's exciting. We're going to be there April 15th. Stay tuned. We'll bring it to you. Very quickly, just
I can't
a couple
believe that
days-
opens already. Like,
Yeah.
So
was that a really fast build? Because I don't.
it's hard to gauge because obviously my first trip was already going up.
Oh,
There was steel going up for the castle.
okay.
No, I think it's a normal
No,
timeline. It's a
okay.
big project. And I mean, the Disney Sea expansion has taken like 3 years.
Okay.
But they're big.
I'm glad for my sanity that you get to ride Runway Railway first and not second, because I would be on Runway Railway with you and be like, this is a Beauty and the Beast. So I'm glad that it's the opposite.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hong Kong Disneyland will debut the Castle of Magical Dreams this summer. That's their old castle, but with more castles on it.
Ooh, castles on castles.
Excited about that.
Hey, dog, you like castles? How about a
Meanwhile,
castle
at
on
Disneyland Paris, their big addition this year is a hotel retheme. Poor Paris. Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel, also opens in June. And that is what's coming to the Disney parks
Excellent.
around the world this summer. Poor Hong Kong and Paris. Hong Kong does have that big Frozen land coming.
Yes, they have something.
Yeah.
So that's something. It'll be interesting.
So what is the thing? Some people said what their like most anticipated thing is this year. Some of you did not. So I'd like to go around as we end this segment. Nathan, you said
Beast, for sure. Beauty and the Beast is...
Enchanted Tale, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, now I think it's sort of... Because it's the thing I care most about, but it's definitely not the thing I get to experience first. So
Yeah.
Runaway Railway is a close second, only because it's the things that I will experience this year, the one that I'm most excited about. Yeah.
Nick?
Sam the Eagle at Regal
Oh
Eagle.
my God.
Barbecue. Barbecue and
restaurant.
Muppets.
Jill, you said Runaway Railway, right?
Yeah, although, I mean, that's talking domestic. I am excited for Beauty and the Beast because I think I'm going to be there. So,
But it's also your
excited
first
about
trip, so
and it will be my first trip.
You're going to be so overwhelmed by everything else on top of that I don't even know if your head's just going to explode.
If it will really register.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But chances are I'll actually ride Beauty and the Beast before I ride Runaway Railway, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. It's going to ruin Railway. Jason.
I'm worried about saying this, but Harmonious.
But that's your thing, though. I mean, we've known you for many years.
It is my thing.
The Epcot
Yeah.
nighttime shows are
And
your thing.
I'm sort of prepared to be disappointed, but that's still it.
Okay. That's fair.
I love that he's optimistic about Epcot.
Nah.
That's
Cute.
the thing about being an Epcot fan. I think you always try to be.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you know you can't be, you try to be. It's like, how many times do we have to be hit over the
I can
head
just
before
remember
we
back-
realize? David?
Remember back when we were all so worried that Epcot Forever was going to be so good that we
Yeah.
weren't going to want Harmonious?
Yeah. They showed us. David, close us out.
So, first of all, limit it just to what I'm going to experience. The one that I'm anticipating the most is Runaway Railway. It's not necessarily the one I think is going to be the best, but it's the one that I am most interested in and will want to do that the soonest.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But of everything.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, it's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how we all have caveats for Runaway Railway. Poor Runaway
All right,
Railway.
thank you, illustrious panel. Appreciate it. Please let us know in the chat or in the comments what you're most excited for this year, because we'd honestly love to know what we want to put more coverage towards. So it's good to know what people are excited about. All right, I think that's it. We've gone way over time. Let's put this show to bed. And remember, kids, if we have hope and confidence, every day of the year can be the best time of your life. Happy New Day.